Wow. Well, here we are. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the live stream here. I'm going to go ahead and mute my speakers real quick here. So I'm going to be going over some 2021 predictions during this live stream. By the way, if you can hear me well, let me know in the chat. I just want to make sure that all of the audio is sounding good. I'm going to move over a little bit here as it looks like the camera's a little bit off. All right, but yeah, so during this live stream, I'll be making some 21 predictions regarding like the RTX 30 series and its stock and availability, new cards coming out, RTX 4000 series, you know, the next generation of Zen processors. And on top of that, we're also going to have some Intel stuff probably coming pretty soon here. And, oh, it looks like we might be buffering a little bit here. That's a little unfortunate. Let me know if you're seeing any buffering, but hopefully that kind of clears itself up. Usually it actually runs pretty good. But in any case, before we start this off, if you have any questions during this whole entire time, just go ahead and put them in the chat here, and then I will try and get back to as many of you as I can. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of questions going on here. This time I put a buffer in. I know a lot of people are asking, can you buffer the... Oh, is my audio's cutting in and out? Yeah, buffering. Okay, let's try something real quick. I'll reduce the streaming. Let's try this. All right, let's see. let's see if that helps any at all. Let me know if it gets better here. Okay. I think it should be pretty good now. Should be pretty good now. All right, let me know if you're getting a good connection now. Let me know if you're seeing any buffering, anything at all. If there is still buffering, I'll reduce the throughput, I guess. I don't know why it's doing that. First time I've actually ever had any problems. So let's see here. Okay, let me change one setting real quick here. Ooh, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, sorry about this, guys. Let me just fix it up real quick. I'll make sure that buffering goes away, because I can just quickly reduce the amount of throughput that's coming. So that should probably fix it. Streaming, yeah, let's back that down to 6,000 kilobits per second. Apply, okay. And then let's see here if we can fix it. All right, is it coming through good? Video better? Is it a little better? Okay. It looks like it's working good for me now. Looks like it's working good. Yeah, it looks all right. It looks good now. All right, got it fixed. Good. There we go. I don't know why that happened, but I guess my internet's not doing too well right now. So we got that fixed. All right. So in any case, if you didn't hear me before, this live stream, the whole time, what I'm going to be doing is between, answering a bunch of questions, which, by the way, during this whole entire thing, if you have questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. I'll try and get back to you, as many of you as I can. If I can't, obviously, I'll do my best, but there's going to be a lot of stuff coming and going. So your best option would probably be super chats. And then other than that, I'm going to be doing my 2021 predictions regarding the RTX 3000 series, the availability, the RTX 4000 series potentially coming out, Zen 4, and of course Rocket Lake, and of course Intel 10 nanometer as well. So looks like it's running good for everyone. Glad to see that. And then next time I'll try and make sure that doesn't happen again. I don't know why that happened, but in any case, all right. So everyone wants to do the intro. Let me back up a little bit here too, so that this is a better framing. Anyway, here we go. Welcome to the 2021 predictions live stream. So let's see. Oh, some people are still saying it's lagging for them. Huh. Oh, did it start? My internet is really screwed up right now. I have no idea why that might be. I guess I will reduce the output yet again. Let's try 4,000 kilobits per second. All right. Hopefully that fixes it. There should at this point there should be absolutely no more buffering going on at all, unless my internet like completely goes out. I don't know why this is happening right now. Of course, it just happens to have an internet trouble right now as soon as I start the stream, but there we go. All right, so okay, I'm going to answer a few questions here, and then I'll start doing my 21 predictions. So, someone said I can't super chat. You can super chat. There's just an 8-second delay now because people kept complaining that there wasn't a delay and people were spamming the chat. So this makes it a little bit more manageable, not only for me to read it, but also it makes sure that people can't spam the chat. Now, I may reduce that to like 5 seconds in the future. Let me know if this is too much of a delay, but for right now, if you're having trouble, yeah, there's an 8-second delay before you can actually chat. So no more spamming. All right, now the video is perfect. That's good. Yeah, I'll just have to, I guess I'll just have a reduced streaming output from now on to make sure that it never buffers for anyone. All right, DB Handelman says, do you think that GPU prices will spike again because of miners getting 3000 series cards? Well, I don't think they're going to spike per se. I mean, the prices are already kind of not great. The availability is really, really bad here. We're moving into 4 months. At this point, a bunch of the miners have already got what they want. So I don't think it's going to get worse. I think it's only going to get better as time goes on. I don't see how it could get any worse because it's pretty much as bad as it can get at this point. I'm going to make sure to be a little bit further back here. This should work good. All right, Sahib Jaram, I don't know why I can't say this. Jamaria, whatever, I butchered it. In any case, says, is the 11900K going to be better than the 5900X? Nope. There's basically zero chance that could happen. Let me get a sip of water here. Now, the reason why I say there's basically zero chance that could happen is, you know, in terms of gaming, yeah, it'll probably be better. But in terms of the multi-core performance, there's basically zero chance because it's an 8-core CPU versus a 16-core CPU. So it's just not going to happen. Memzo says, should I wait for the RTX 3080 Super or try my chances now with an RTX 3080? So, I'm going to do a full video on the RTX 3080 Super tomorrow. I know yesterday I talked about a potential 16 gigabyte RTX 3080. Obviously, that's for the laptop. There's a chance something like that could happen on the desktop. But the thing that people don't understand about these video cards is that with the way the memory layout is, you really couldn't make a 16 gigabyte RTX 3080 on the desktop, and that's because on the desktop it has a 320-bit bus, and the way the memory is cut up, that means that you can pretty much do 10 or 20 gigabytes. Now, if they were producing over at Samsung and other places where they produce memory, if they were making 1.5 gigabyte chips, then you could do 15 gigabytes, but I don't think anyone's doing 1.5 gigabyte chips, and the reason for that is probably just the way that manufacturing works. So you can pretty evenly cut up like squares of the memory from what I understand, but you can't like you can't make like a 1.5 gigabyte all quite as easily, it seems like, or even if you could, it seems like there's just not any reason to do it, so nobody's doing it. So obviously, I think it's just a manufacturing thing. That's why. So you're probably never going to see a 16 gigabyte RTX 3080. You might see a 16 gigabyte RTX 3070. That's a potential thing you could be seeing. But as for a 3080 Super with 20 gigabytes, that's possible. I'll get more in detail about it tomorrow. I know there's been some leaks that came out here recently, but I don't see a reason why they would make a Super series again. I mean, you are going to have a TI. I just don't like the name Super, and I don't think anyone does. So I think from a marketing perspective, it doesn't really make sense. I think, you know, to be honest with you, it doesn't make sense any way you slice it, because why would NVIDIA give you more memory if they don't have to? And it actually makes their GPUs less competitive, because if they have to charge you, say, $800 for a 3080 with 20 gigabytes, that actually makes it less competitive versus a 16 gigabyte 6800 XT, because now you're paying $100 more, but you're not really going to get any more performance, at least for a long time. At least a lot of games start using more performance. So I don't think they're going to do it. They might do it, though. They could do it. There's nothing holding them back other than the things I mentioned. I tell you what, it's really dry out here, so I gotta have the water on me at all times. All right, so, Jeremiah says, is the 3080 Super the same thing as 3080 Ti, or is it different? Also, you didn't butcher the name too much. Yeah, it sounds like it's not the same thing. Like, they're different GPUs. Now, the question is, what are they making with those GPUs? So, I don't really know for sure if it is going to be a 3080 Super. Sounds like that's a possibility. But they've done this before where they had GPUs like that they were potentially working on engineering samples and they never came out. I don't know if the 3080 Super is ever going to actually come out. It's certainly possible, but even if it does, it's not going to be for a long time. So waiting for the 3080 Super at this point, I mean, if you can buy a 3080, I would just buy it if you can buy it for a good price. Now, buying it for like $1,000 is a terrible, terrible investment. So, all right, let's see. Boss Gaming says, will Zen 4 prices decrease? I have a feeling that Zen 4 prices might actually decrease. You might be right on that one, because if you take a look at Zen 3 right now, they're charging a premium because they basically have no competition. But if Rocket Lake comes out and it takes the gaming crown back, well, AMD can't charge $450 for an 8-core if Intel has an 8-core that's, you know, say $350. So it depends on what Intel comes out with and at what price, but if Intel is price competitive, then I would assume that even if Zen 4 comes out and it wins again, they really can't charge that much more for it, and they really shouldn't, because $450 for an 8-core is ridiculous. All right. All right, so Butahan Ayaz says, is MSI Supreme 3070 better than X Trio? I mean, it would probably have better VRMs. It might be binned slightly higher. It might be, so it might be like a little bit better, but you know, overall, I would guess that it's not going to be like substantially better. Sternen Fighter says, so as a question, I have an i7 7700K. Should I go for an 11900K or should I wait for Alder Lake, so Intel's 12th gen? Well, it sounds like you're going to have to get a new motherboard either way. If you're satisfied with your 7700K, I wouldn't bother going out and spending more money on a CPU right now. It's not going to get you a lot. It's something you could do, but it's probably not going to end up being worth it. If you could wait, I would. But again, if you're not satisfied and you want a new product, I mean, go for it. All right, so Stefanos says, what GPU from 2000 series should 3050 Ti be compared to? Yeah, that's a good question. Let me think about that for a second, because if you take a look at, say, the 3060, it's kind of like 3060 Ti is kind of like 2080 Super, maybe even a little bit better. Which, by the way, as you can see, I'm in a new shirt here. I have my logo on here, and I might be making some merch soon. So if you're interested in that, be sure to stay tuned, because I probably will be making some merch soon, because after that whole monetization fiasco, which I'll get into in a bit, which got fixed finally, I realized I need more ways that I can not rely on YouTube. So, but in any case, so the 3060 Ti is about a little bit better than the 2080. I'm guessing a 3060 will be a little bit better than a 2070. 3050 Ti will probably be a little bit slower than a 2070, but it'll probably be pretty close. I'm guessing it won't be that much slower. And if it's got 12 gigabytes, that's pretty good, but I think it'll have 6. All right, Exposing the Truth says, what caused the demonetization? So I reached out to Google. They did end up eventually fixing it, and they got back to me. I said, I think it's a bug. They got back to me, and they literally said in the email, it was a bug. Your channel, there's something wrong where our system wasn't seeing you as part of the partner program, but you were in the partner program. So for whatever reason, I couldn't monetize videos, and there was nothing I could do about it because I couldn't reach out to them because it thought that I wasn't in the YouTube partner program. So I had to get a hold of YouTube on Twitter to get them to get a hold of someone in the creator support for them to email me, because I can't email them. So it was just a whole mess. But yeah, as it turned out, it was a bug on my channel. And so it just caused like 2.5 weeks of all kinds of issues that could have totally been avoided. And this happened when YouTube kept going down. So something happened in their servers when YouTube kept going down that suddenly put me in this weird, like, what do they call that? I'm not sure what the word would be, but I was kind of in this weird, like, monetization purgatory almost. And so I couldn't do anything about it. And it just was a huge mess. Yeah, limbo. Yeah, limbo would be it. Yeah, monetization limbo. It was really weird, and there was nothing I could do. I even tried to leave the partner program to reapply, and it wouldn't let me leave because it thought that I was in it, but wasn't in it at the same time. It was a mess. So I was like, YouTube, please, you need to help me because I cannot fix this. So, Ikello INL says, make merch where on the front you have you doing your intro looking back to the intro and then back the behind view from where you're about to do it. That'd be pretty funny. Yeah, someone said, Cameron Rosen says there needs to be a direct link that isn't Twitter for creators to contact YouTube. I agree. The only option you have right now is if you're in the partner program and it sees you in the partner program, you can send them an email and they'll eventually get back to you. But that needs to be open for everyone. Now, I understand that they don't want to deal with people being like, oh, my video got demonetized, this and that. It's not fair. They got too much stuff to deal with. They can't deal with all that. But there needs to be like an automated system where you say yes or no to questions. And so you go in and it says, the first question should be, is your channel monetized? And if you click no, the next question needs to be, do you think that your channel got accidentally demonetized? And if you say yes, it should give you a direct link. Just like no questions asked, even if you're not seen as in the YouTube Partner Program, because everyone should have that ability. All right, Peter Larson says, how much better is a 3080 Super and 3080 Ti compared to a 3080? Is it worth the extra money for 1440p, 240 Hz gaming? So I can tell you right now pretty much exactly how fast they're going to be. 3080 Super will be 0 to 1% faster on average. It'll be basically the exact same thing. Oh, someone's saying hello from Discord. All right, let me open up Discord here. The 3080 Ti will probably be about 8% faster on average. So neither one of them is really going to be worth it, is the thing. In the Discord, Muhammad says, hello, YouTube. Hello, Muhammad. All right, let's see here. Is colorful iGame series a trustworthy thing to go for Ampere? I never actually used one other than like an RX 570, so I don't know about like the VRMs, I don't know about the cooling, but they look fine. I haven't seen anyone complain about them, so why not? Elemental Gaming MC says Discord link. To get a link to the Discord, there should be a thing in the description here. Oh, I guess there's not, but I'll go ahead and get you a link. So what you have to do is go to my Patreon, because it's only for Patreon members. So I'll get you a link to the Patreon if you're interested in that. And then from there, if you donate to Patreon, then you do actually get a link to the Discord. But in any case, I'll put it in the comments of the video right here, in case you want to do that. And apparently it's not there. Hold on, let me check to make sure. There we go. Yep, I got it. All right, I'm going to pin it now. There we go. All right. Will Ryzen 5 3600 bottleneck a 6800 XT on 1080p max settings? I think so. I think a 3600 1080p probably would bottleneck a 6800 XT, because you're talking about a video card that's faster than the 2080 Ti. So that's certainly a possibility if you're doing like really high refresh rates. What are my thoughts on 3070 Ti, says Janus? I'm thinking that for me, the 3070 Ti it's probably going to be that 10 gigabyte model that's been getting leaked out. So it's probably basically going to be almost all the performance of a 3080. It's going to be based off of the 3080. It's going to give you 10 gigabytes. It's going to be $600, and it's going to be an awesome deal. But we'll have to wait and see. All right, Garland GIP says, do you think Intel will beat AMD in 2021? In terms of gaming performance, I'm pretty sure. In terms of multi-core performance, there's zero chance. It's not happening. All right, but so get in your last few questions here before I move on to my predictions. And here's what I'm thinking. So I'm gonna this live stream now. What happens with my live streams after they go live is that they go so you can only access them if you're part of my Patreon. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure to like kind of tag this live stream so that I can go back to it and check it, because what I'm thinking is I'm going to make some predictions, and if I get a prediction wrong in 2022, I'm going to look back at this video and we're going to do another predictions video, and then I'm going to eat something spicy. So every time I get something wrong, I'm going to eat like a spicy pepper. And I kind of like spicy things, but only like mild spicy things. So things that are really spicy are really going to screw me up. So that'll be quite the rough go around. All right, got in the Discord chat here. Muhammad says, do you think that there will be an in-between of the 3080 Ti and 3080? I mean, in my opinion, you don't need anything between those two cards because they're already so close. I mean, 8% performance, there's not much more you can carve out of that. But I mean, if you release a card with what, 5% more performance, something in between, it doesn't really make sense to do that, in my opinion. Remixed says, just don't be wrong. Yeah, I'll try my best. We'll see. So yeah, and if you want to put your predictions in the chat here, I'll go ahead and read them off. I'm not eating a pepper if you get them wrong, though. That's only for my predictions. But in any case, get your last questions in here in the next few minutes. If you want to make sure for me to be able to get to your question, since there's so many going by, Super Chat's a great way to do that. Otherwise, I'll try and get back to you if I can. All right, Robert Bullock says, is pairing an i9 10900K with an RTX 3080 Ti can get me above 300 FPS in games? I mean, it really depends on what games you're playing, but yes. I mean, that's about as good as you're going to be able to get in terms of gaming performance. So if that doesn't do it, I don't know what to tell you. Like a 3090 is going to get you like 2% more performance, so... All right, Blackwater Aquatis says, the RTX 3070 is still worth it. I am having buyer's remorse not getting a 3080. So the 3070 for me, it's an interesting GPU because in terms of its performance, it's awesome for, what, $500. But my only problem with it is that 8 gigabytes of VRAM. It's a little bit low for me. It should be good enough for now, but going into the future, you are going to probably have to reduce some settings or you're going to take a hit in performance. But overall, for $500, it's honestly a great card. Now, I think for 8 gigabytes, I kind of like the 3060 Ti more because for $400, 8 gigabytes kind of makes more sense to me. $500 it's just a bit much for 8 gigabytes, but I mean, I was using a 3070 and I wasn't really having any issues with it, so I think it's fine. All right, Elad Samulov says, I saw something about AMD and the, I can't say this, Xilinx, I don't know, deal was because patent that AMD just did. Can you explain more? To be honest with you, I need to look into that a little bit more because I can't remember exactly why they did that. But yeah, I saw that they did that. It's definitely interesting. When's the predictions coming? I will do my predictions in about 1 minute. And then you guys can hold me accountable. If you want to write them down, you can hold me accountable. And this time, roughly in 2022 or when at the end of 2021, I'll look back at this video and we'll do some, if my predictions were wrong, we'll eat some peppers on camera. It's gonna be so awful. This year, if I would have done it this year though, I got a lot of stuff right. And be honest with you, I don't mean to brag or anything, but I gotta be honest with you guys. With Zen 3, I got almost everything right on that. Now with the 3080, when I first made my predictions, I was wrong. I was definitely wrong in the 3080. I thought it wouldn't be as fast as it was, but it turns out that's because the 3080 was on the GA102. So had I known they were going to produce it on the GA102 back then, I think I might have nailed the performance, but obviously I didn't. And then, as more rumors started to come out, then I kind of started to understand what it was going to be. And then my later predictions ended up being correct. But yeah, my first 3080 predictions, I was like, it's going to be 30% faster. And I thought it was going to have 12 gigabytes of VRAM, I think, or something. And that was not right. But the Zen 3 stuff, I remember that. I was like, 8-core CCX. It's going to be like 20% faster or something. It's going to have access to all the cache. Like, that was a bizarre amount of stuff that I ended up getting right there. All right, Marco Colho says, how future-proof is 8 gigabytes of VRAM for 1440p? Not future-proof at all. It's going to work good for now, but new games coming out, AAA games that are going to push textures, it ain't going to be enough in the near future. Like, I'm kind of thinking 3080 is more of a 1440p card, in my opinion, if you want to use it for at least a year or two, because I think 10 gigabytes of 1440p will be enough. I think it's going to be pushing it real close at 4K. Michael John says, will there be a 3090 Ti? I don't think so. They'll probably just get a refresh out or 4000 series before that. All right, I'm going to answer one more question here, then I'll move on to the predictions, then I'll answer some more questions, and then at 6 o'clock, I will be ending the live stream. So there you go. Now you know the whole schedule. Oh, here's a good one. Yefam Y says, AMD or GeForce for GPUs? If you're asking me personally, I really wanted to try out AMD this time around, but because they don't have it properly working in Premiere Pro, I just cannot use AMD at all. It's just not even an option because they don't have GPU acceleration working. So for me, it's got to be GeForce. I mean, I also do like that they have this NVENC encoder that's better than what AMD has right now. So for a content creator perspective, I got to go GeForce. I have no option. It's literally not even a possibility to go AMD. So there's basically just no question. It's got to be NVIDIA for me. So I really hope AMD gets on top of that stuff eventually. I've been kind of harping on them for a while because I'd like to have them as an option. Because it would be really nice to have a 16 gigabyte card that can do all this. I would much rather buy a 6800 XT if it had Premiere Pro GPU acceleration working and some sort of answer to DLSS and it had the NVENC encoder. Because if they had those three things, there would be no question I would buy a 6800 XT. I don't even care if the ray tracing isn't as good. Honestly, they need to get on top of that stuff. And frankly, it's stuff that they can do. So I hope they get around to it. All right, but in any case, I'm going to go ahead and move on to my predictions here. So get out your pen and notepad so you can force me to eat some hot peppers next year. I'll try and we'll figure out what kind of peppers we want them to be. That's not going to be like a ghost pepper for, oh, jeez, I'm not trying to die on camera. I don't know, maybe like a really spicy peppercini or something. Because I don't do well with like the really spicy stuff. It's going to mess me up. But in any case, you need to get a sip of water here. Oh man, I'm running out of water already. This is not good. It's so dry down here. But in any case, let's go ahead and let's make some predictions here. So, first starting off, my first prediction for the RTX 3080 Super is that the 3080 Super... do I want to commit to this or not? I'm going to say, it's kind of a bold prediction. This is a tough one because I could totally be wrong in this, but I'm going to say a 3080 Super will not launch in 2021. I'm going to go with it. So keep that one in mind. I might end up eating it on that one because there's a possibility. All right, so got that one out of the way. Now my next prediction. So first of all, 3080 Super not launching in 2021. My next prediction, the 3070 Ti will launch in the... This is also going to be kind of bold. In the first half of 2021. So the first half of 2021, within the first 6 months, We will get a 3070 Ti, and I'll take it a step further. It's going to have 10 gigabytes of VRAM. That's my prediction on that. My wallet is ready. Yeah. Gosh, so dry down here. My lips are like, oh, they're so dry. All right, we got. Oh, I had another thing in the Discord here. Muhammad said, "Do you think there will be?" Oh no, never mind. I thought he said something else, but I think he retracted it or something. He's always posting this emoji of it's like a crying emoji, but it looks like someone distorted it. That's a good one. But in any case, all right, so 3080 Super, not launching 2021. That's my prediction. Second prediction, 3070 Ti, first half of 2021. My third prediction is going to be that the RTX 4000 series will not launch in 2021. It will launch, and you know what? I'm going to make a prediction. I don't know if you should hold me to this second part because it's something that's more of a next year prediction, but I think RTX 4000 will launch in Q1 of 2022. I'm guessing it. I think they're gonna go for a 14-month launch cycle. It's gonna be really fast. Oh my God, what was that? All right, George Luke says he's going for Q2. Well, we'll see. You gonna eat a pepper to that, George? If you're wrong, I'm gonna hold you accountable for that. All right. In any case, now moving on to Zen 4. All right, so now the question is, will Zen 4 launch in 2021? And my answer to that is, oh, gotcha. George says he'll eat a jalapeno raw. All right. I do not think that Zen 4 will launch in 2021. I think that Zen 4 is going to launch, once again, Q1 2022. That's my guess. I think that the Zen 3 processors they launched too soon, or not too soon, too late into 2020, that I think it's going to be, because, well, this is a bold one too, because they could totally get Zen 4 out in 2021, because it's only 12 months, could be December to December, they could do it. But I don't think they're going to do it. Now, here's what I'll say. I'm going to make another bold prediction. This one could totally be wrong, but I think there's going to be an a Zen 3 Plus refresh mid, kind of like second half of 2021. So I think we're going to get higher clocking Zen processors in 2021. And in fact, don't hold me to this one, but they might be on the next series of motherboards. It might be on AM5, and they might have DDR5 support. We'll see. But yeah, I think we're going to get like a 5800 XT. We'll see. Launch is different than announced, just to be clear. Yeah. No, I'm talking about launch. Like, you can buy it soon. And by soon, who knows how soon that is. Oh, Parviz Hajizada. Oh man, I'm bad with these names. Just said, I just got a used 2080 Ti for $550 instead of waiting for stock for 3000 series. That's honestly an awesome deal. I would much rather have a 2080 Ti for $550 than a 3070 because, yeah, in terms of the architecture might not age quite as well, but you're talking about 11 gigabytes versus 8 gigabytes. In my opinion, that is going to age better. I think the 2080 Ti is a better buy for $50 more, and you can't even get a 3070 for $500 anyway. That's a great deal, and honestly, I wish I could have gotten that deal. All right, so now Janus says predictions about Rocket Lake. I'm moving on to that right now. All right, so Rocket Lake. My prediction is Q1 2021, and it is going to dethrone AMD in terms of single-core performance and gaming performance by less than 10%. That is my prediction. CM Punk says, yo, what's up? I've been watching you for so long. Yeah, I have been doing this for quite a long time now. Thank you for putting that in the chat there. And thanks for watching for such a long time. Let's see. Eric Pais Relaxation says, is a 3900X with the 2070 Super for the 1.3 still good enough? Well, it depends what you're doing, but I mean, that's a really powerful setup, so there's very few things I can think of that's not good enough for. Maybe 4K in Cyberpunk or something that's not good enough, but I mean, if you're playing like 1440p, that's pretty strong setup you got there. All right, someone said, what was your favorite piece of hardware to overclock? Brent Barris said that. If we're talking in 2020, so I'll start with that, and then I'll give you my overall favorite. In 2020, my favorite piece of hardware to overclock was probably... this is kind of... I'm kind of conflicted about this because... You know what? I'm going to give you an answer that you might not like. It was my RAM. It was some DDR4 3600 megahertz. I was able to get it up to 4200 megahertz. It wasn't quite stable on the 5800X, so I ended up dropping it all the way down to 39, 33 megahertz right now. It's at 16, 14, 14, 14, 52 for the cast latency. It does come at 3600, 16, 16, 16, 16. So to get, you know, a sizable frequency increase going from 3600 to 39, 33, and to also get some good cast latency reduction, that's pretty good. And so I think that's probably the biggest overclock I was able to achieve. I think is the most fun as well. The second most fun might be the 6800 XT. In a lot of ways, it has a lot of potential, and it can hit really high clocks, but in some ways, it's very disappointing because they put artificial limits on it. So, like, you can't go above 2800 megahertz. Why? It doesn't make any sense. They won't let you draw more than 300 watts. Why? Doesn't make any sense. So if they would unlock more voltage control, more power control, and unlock the limits on the memory and core overclocking, I think that that video card would have taken my slot for being the most fun piece of hardware to overclock. But for whatever reason, they've decided to lock things down. And so until someone makes some sort of software that gets around it again, it's still one of the better overclockers that launched this year. It overclocks better than the 3000 series, but it's not like incredible. I was able to squeeze 10% out of a water-cooled 6800 XT. That's pretty good, but at the same time, I was able to squeeze 7% out of my RTX 3084, the 1.3 water-cooled. So, I mean, now that one required 450 watts, and the 6800 XT was the stock, BIOS stock, everything. So, obviously, 6800 XT is a better overclocker, but I think they should really unlock all those limits. But yeah, the RAM was my favorite of 2020. Now, in terms of my favorite thing to overclock of all time, I think it's got to go the 980 Ti, because I don't remember how I did this. I think I was in like a really cold room or something, but on a stock cooler for the 980 Ti, I was able to squeeze a 20% overclock out of it in the core clock. So that was incredible. Those things were like, they would overclock like crazy. The 900 series was an amazing overclock. I really like those cards. Sheffy says, would a 3060 with 12 gigabytes be better buy than the 3070 at 1440p? I don't think so, because I mean, you're going to be talking about a pretty significant drop in performance. Yeah, you'll get 4 more gigabytes of VRAM in long term. They'll probably start getting closer in terms of performance if you start really using all that VRAM. But I think the 3070 will likely, for as long as it's relevant, will probably be faster than the 3060. Oregon Ducks 007 says the 3090 Vision overclock, my 3090 Vision overclocks plus 150 core plus 750 memory. That's not bad at all. That's pretty good, because I think the maximum I was able to squeeze, in fact, I'll pull it up now, out of my 3080 was, and this isn't stable in games per se, but I was able to squeeze plus 170 on the core and 1500 on the memory clock. Now, my max stable in all games seems to be plus 130 core, plus 1500 memory, which, by the way, plus 1500 memory on MSI Afterburner is equivalent to a 3 gigahertz effective core, or not core, memory overclock. So you're effectively moving from 19 gigabits per second memory to 22 gigabits per second memory. some of the 30 series cards can get some really good memory on them. So that's pretty interesting. And I double checked to make sure that it was actually increasing the score. So the plus 130 on the core clock and plus 1500 on the memory clock. In fact, plus 170 on the core clock was increasing score. But yeah, it's stable in games and it increases the score. I checked on multiple different programs. So the 1500 megahertz memory clock increased to 22 gigabits per second is stable and it increases your score. So that's pretty interesting. I got a really good card in terms of the memory. Because the thing is with overclocking the memory is that you really need to double check to make sure that it's actually increasing your score, or you could actually be reducing your score. It could be unstable. All right, Fluffy Cloud says, is Rocket League supposed to be 14 nanometer? Yes, it is. So another year, 14 nanometer. Very great. All right, hello from Greece says, Kostas Siam. Happy New Year. RTX 3080 with i5 9600K, 1440p gaming. How much of a bottleneck? I mean, not too much. 9600K isn't going to be that much different than a 10600K. In terms of the gaming performance, it will be lower, but it won't be horrifically lower. It's not like you need to upgrade right now. It should be fine. I mean, it's probably going to give you a higher performance than even a Ryzen 3000 series chip in terms of gaming, depending on how many cores and threads the game uses. Janus says, what are your predictions about price? Okay, we can go with this one on the record as well. So my price predictions for these Intel CPUs is, I'm going to say $400 for the 10900K, which is, again, is an 8-core 16-thread processor. Then for the 10700K, I'm going to say, which is also an 8-core 16-thread processor, between $330 to $350 in that price range. I'm pretty sure on those prices. I'm pretty sure that's what it's going to be. So I'm going to be on the record with that. So yeah, I better not get that one wrong. Okay, how about this prediction on X670 motherboard release? All right, yeah, I'll go on the record with that one too. My prediction is quarter. Well, that depends. Well, here's what I'll say. I'm going to give myself an out on this one. If the 5000 XT processors do release in the second half of 2021, then the X670 motherboards will release 1 month prior to that. But if the 5000 series XT processors do not release, I think X670 will release in the first month of 2021 or 2022. That's my prediction. I gotta think of some other wacky predictions I might want to make. Let's think. Oh, I got a good one. The next gen RX 6000 series or RX 7000 series cards. My prediction on those is also Q1 of 2022. You will not see RX 6000 in 2021. They may announce them, but they will not release them until 2022. That's my guess. It's possible. I could be wrong, though. These companies could really get aggressive. Ooh, Toothless Raider says, here's my predictions, and I'll eat a Carolina Reaper if I'm wrong. RTX 3080 Ti released between February and May of 2021. Pretty sure you're right on that one. But it won't be in stock until July through October to 2021. Price $999 to $1,099. Yeah, I'll go in with you on that one, except for I'm not going to eat a Carolina Reaper because that is way too spicy. But, and I'll do you one better. I am certain it is going to be an MSRP of $999, and I'm also certain that you won't be able to buy it for $999. So, I think you're really on the money with that one, though. Predictions about Rocket Lake stock. I think Rocket Lake stock, here's my prediction about Rocket Lake stock. I think it's actually pretty good in terms compared to everything else. I think that the stock for Rocket Lake will be much better on release than any other products this year simply because Intel can fab their own processors. So I think it's going to be much, much better. I mean, I think it's going to be like 10 times better. So you might actually be able to buy one, is what I'm saying. Like, instead of being out of stock within seconds, you might actually have like 10 minutes to buy it. All right, let's see. Someone's asking, Kingdom Within is asking about help with laptops. I'm going to be honest with you, I've not been looking at laptops for a while, so I cannot help you with that. Because I don't have that stuff memorized right now. I'd have to look. All right, so Goncalo Fazenda says, is 10 gigabyte RTX 3080 enough for 1440p long term, or is the 3080 Ti 20 gigabyte worth the money difference? Well, the 3080 20 Ti is definitely not going to be worth the money difference unless you're hanging on to your card for like 5 years, but 10 gigabytes should be enough for 1440p in a semi long term. Like maybe the next 2 years it should be fine. I think beyond that it's going to start to really slow down. But that's something we just don't know for sure. We'll have to see. How would you rate a GTX 1050 1 out of 10? Well, I mean, it kind of depends on what you're saying there. You know, in terms of performance, like a 3, but in terms of like performance per dollar, like a 6 or 7. Like it's not bad. It's not a bad GPU. Let's see. Kingdom Within just said, just subbed. Thanks. Yeah, by the way, if you are watching this live stream and for whatever reason you are not subscribed, please do go ahead and hit that subscription button. I do make a lot of tech commentary and news type of content all the time. By the way, one other thing I will be doing is shortly I'll be starting up a second channel where I upload 1 to 2 additional videos a week over there that are going to be different content than what I release here. Obviously, that I just gotta let you know that will not affect the upload schedule on this channel at all. This channel will, of course, remain the main focus for me, so don't worry about that. It's not going to be affecting this channel at all. I just have a little bit extra time right now, so instead of forcing extra commentary videos on this channel, which doesn't really make sense. As obviously that would actually reduce the overall quality on this channel. I can take that extra time and use it to create a different type of content in another channel. So, for example, what I was thinking of doing is covering really, really budget hardware as well as doing just some kind of wacky videos. So I was thinking maybe my first video I do on the second channel, which again, I'll only upload probably 1 to 2 videos a week on there so that I don't overwork myself. I want to make sure that it's very natural and so it doesn't affect my workflow whatsoever. But if it does, it won't affect my workflow whatsoever, but my first video over on there is probably going to be frying an egg on an Intel CPU. So if you're looking forward to some wacky content like that and some looking back at some really old stuff and seeing how it works today and like overclocking some really low-end GPUs, that'll be a channel you'll be able to subscribe to. I haven't set it up yet. It's going to take a little bit of time here because, again, I'm trying not to mess with my workflow right now, so I'm just trying to very naturally fit it into the extra time that I have right now just to give people some extra content if they're looking for it. But again, if you aren't subscribed to this channel right now, this will continue to be the main focus. Obviously, I do love doing these type of videos. I love the commentary videos. I love doing the tech news type of videos. So if you're interested in that and you're watching, you're not subscribed, 100% make sure you subscribe right now. And not only that, go ahead and hit that bell icon so that you're always, notified when I do put up new content, as hopefully you do enjoy it quite a bit because I do enjoy making it. But one more time, just to be clear, when I make a second channel, it will not affect the upload schedule of this one. So don't worry about that. It's just extra content. It's extra stuff. It's like when I started live streaming. At first, I think there were a few people that were a little worried that live streaming would cut into my content. No, it's just additional. I just do live streams once a week, roughly, because it's additional content for people who are interested in it. So as I do get the time to make more content, I just make more content. So hopefully if you're into that, great. If you're not, well, you don't have to watch the live streams. You don't have to subscribe to the second channel. Rat says you should have way more subscribers. Your videos are quality. Thanks a lot for that. That does mean quite a bit. Pinocoli says, how's your neck? It's doing pretty good right now. No problems so far. All right. Eric Paez Relaxation says, first time here, love the live stream, keep it up. Well, thanks. I'm glad you like the live stream. Now, this is something I do again about once a week. I just do it because I realized I have a little bit of time on Saturday when I don't upload videos, so that's when I'm doing live streams. But speaking of live streams, again, another reason to be subscribed. On Tuesday next week, on January 12th, NVIDIA's having their own live stream, which I will be restreaming on this channel and giving commentary about. And so that's something you'll definitely want to keep. Make sure that you've hit that bell icon for, because that's something that you're going to like. Josh S. picked up a 660 Ti for $3. So we can't argue with that value. That's pretty good. I've had plenty of 660 Ti's in my time. Nolts, my head said, prediction on NVIDIA 4000 series GPU release. So, I did talk about this earlier, but if you didn't hear me, my prediction was Q1 of 2022. And Eric Paez Relaxation says, lol, you can call me Eric. Okay, I'll call you Eric. Scurrybeak says, all right, man, wish you luck. Hundreds of thousands subs in April. That would be pretty nice. I'm actually pretty shocked by how quickly we're growing. This channel's growing really, really fast, and that's why, of course, I'm going to continue making it my main focus, continue pumping out content that you guys actually want to see, continue upping the quality, because we're growing at an alarming rate, and we're getting a lot of views here, which is really nice. Thanks to everyone who watches, and, you know, every time you hit if you like the videos and you actually hit that like button, it does help quite a bit. It helps YouTube push out my videos, and I've been noticing my like ratios have been very good, so it looks like people do enjoy the videos. I'm glad to see that, and when you comment below in the comments, that helps a ton. So if you actually have like conversations that you want to start in the comments and you just want to talk to, basically make it a discussion where you talk about tech, that also helps like a lot. So any engagement that you do on videos helps them get more reach, and we've been getting a lot of reach recently. I mean, this channel has been punching way above its weight in terms of the amount of views. I've been getting the same amount of views that people with hundreds and hundreds of thousands of subscribers get, and in some cases getting the same amount of views that people with like 1 million subscribers get. So been doing really, really well. I'm really just excited with where we're going with this channel. I can't thank you guys enough for watching the live streams, for commenting, for hitting that like button, and just for, you know, being involved with the channel, because obviously if you don't have viewers who enjoy the content, well, there's no content basically. So everyone who watches the videos, you're basically what makes this whole thing possible. So thanks a ton. Power Extreme says, love the channel, been here since before 5K. Congrats on the new shirt. Hope you get rid of the usual one. Well, this one, I might start using it. I'm not sure if I want to continue using it in my main videos until I get one that I can sell for merch, because I know some people might be interested in merch, and so I want to wear the merch. So I don't know if I can make this as merch. So I need to actually purchase the merch first and wear it and make sure it looks good on my background. I think this one looks pretty good right now because it's kind of a brighter blue, so it stands out from the background. But yeah, I want to make sure that what I'm wearing is what you would be receiving if you do want to get a shirt. But speaking of merch, if you are interested in merch, be sure to put in the comments right now what you would actually be interested in, because obviously I just don't want to make a bunch of stuff that people aren't interested in. So let me know in the comments right now, if you were to purchase any merch to try and support the channel, what would that look like? Are you talking about like a coffee mug, a shirt, a hat? What? Okay, so Cup 90 Gaming says mouse pad. Yeah, mouse pad would be a good one. Sweater, mug. Okay. Funny t-shirt, mouse pad, hoodie, keychain, mouse pad, cup, mod mat, hoodie, shirt, coffee mug, shirt, a mask, a pen drive, a large mouse pad, a mug. So it looks like there's a lot of people saying cups and mouse pads. Yeah, the mask. A work mat. A USB stick's a little bit too complicated, I think. I mean, maybe I could do that, but shirts like Gamers Nexus, okay. Mask? No, I'm not making masks. That's just I want to be done. I want to be done with that because what's going to end up happening is like 6 months from now, if you're making masks, you'll no longer be able to sell them to anyone probably because we'll be over all this stuff. And so that's another good thing that'll be happening in 2021 is everyone's going to get vaccinated, so we'll be over this whole hump, which is really nice. I know people are saying 2020 was a rough year, and for a lot of reasons it was, but at the same time, 2020 was kind of a good year in a lot of ways too. I mean, the channel grew significantly, just striking up a lot of new conversations with content creators. We had a lot of new hardware coming out. Now, obviously, the hardware wasn't available to everyone, but there were a lot of good things that did happen. So I know, like every single year, people like to say, "Oh, it's a new year," but to be honest with you, there's a lot of good stuff that happened. I think it's a good year, and we're going to have an even better year going into 2021. I think 2021 is going to be absolutely awesome. If you aren't subscribed, make sure you are so that we can all enjoy it together. Raise you. That is so bad. I am not making that RGB. That's so bad. All right. Oh, man. Hoodie safe, shirt safe, mouse pad safe, and water bottle safe. Okay. Stickers. Yeah, that'd be not too bad. Stickers. Chair spin fidget spinners. That's pretty funny. Let's see. Now can you spin your head around first? All right, I'll do one more of those. Yeah, make sure to keep putting what you want as merch in the comments below. I'll get back to a few more questions here, then I'm going to end the live stream. But in any case, here we go. Do one of these. All right. Goncalo Fazenda says, will 11th Gen i7 be enough GPU upgrade for after 2 years? I think an 11th Gen i7 should be pretty fast for a long time, especially if you overclock it. Yeah, as you can tell, I've been working some more crazy stuff into my videos. If you do like crazy stuff, the additional content that I'm going to upload is going to be wild. So be on the lookout for that. I figure, everyone likes additional content. Why not? Why not? Just making more. More. Give me more. Stephen Hart, you're so crazy, dude. Man, you're so crazy, man. Let's see. Anyone hear news on 5600 non-X? Yeah, we really need a 5600. 5600X is not great value in my opinion. All right, Ray says, are you still mysteriously not monetized on YouTube? No, actually that's been fixed. If you weren't here before, if you didn't hear about this, my monetization issue got fixed. It was a bug. I remember at the beginning I was saying, I think this is a bug. There's something wrong. It's telling me I'm in the YouTube Partner Program, but Google's telling me I'm not. It happened when YouTube went down several times, so I think something happened during that time period. I've eventually got into contact with YouTube. The engineers said they worked on it. They fixed it. They said, yes, it was a bug. We fixed it. Check, and I checked, and yeah, it's working all now, so that's really great. So no idea why that happened. Something must have just gone wrong when YouTube kept going down. So it goes to show you how you probably shouldn't rely on one single source. So a better way to do things is like I'm doing. I'm going to start selling merch. Every once in a while, a few times a month, I'm going to have paid ads and such in my videos, which I'll try and remember to put in. Like links to the if you absolutely aren't interested in watching the ad, totally understandable. Obviously there's no point forcing you through it, so I'll try and put links in there that allow you to click on timestamps. So you can click on the intro, you can click and get right into the video if you want, because again, if you weren't going to watch it anyway, there's no point making you try to click through it. So if I forget to do that for whatever reason, just let me know in the video. I'll make sure to update it in the description and in the comments and all that. So Yusuf Hikmat says, do you think the 3070 Ti will come out? Yeah, in my predictions earlier, I said it would probably come out first half of 2021. 10 gigabytes of VRAM. Do you 3070 Ti get a February/March release for 3080 Ti, or are you going to have to wait? I think 3070 Ti will come out 1 to 2 months later than the 3080 Ti. Why does the stream look lower quality than normal? So I don't know what's going on right now, but I'm having some internet issues. So in order to alleviate that and not have, I mean, unless you're just having, unless you're just having some issues on your end, right now it's gonna be slightly lower quality. Though to be honest with you, playing it back right now, it looks pretty good to me. But it's slightly lower quality, and the reason for that is because I turned down the bit rate a little bit to make sure that nobody's having any issues. So I turned it down the bit rate a little bit, and I turned it to 720p, though I can pretty easily increase it to 1080p again. In fact, I think I'm going to do that right now just to check before we end the live stream to make sure that it's actually working good. So let's go ahead, turn it to 1080p. Okay. Woo! Hey there, guys. That's a little too close. Whoa, that's too close. All right, we're getting it figured out. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right, does that look a slightly higher quality now? And in fact, we're going to try something else. Output, let's try 5,000 kilobits per second. That might be the sweet spot. Let's try it. Let's try 5,000. Let's see what happens. Let me know. Let me know what happens. Let me know if it still looks good. Someone said much better. Okay. Yeah, it looks good to me now. This might be the sweet spot, just having it 5,000 kilobits per second. But we will see. I'm going to check back. Yeah, I think that looks better. Seems to look good. All right, 3070 Ti price, $600, Eric. Almost guaranteed. The color's much better. That's good. That's good. Did I turn on Hairworks? If it was Hairworks, there'd be a lot of noodles coming out. Please don't do this again. Creep me out on a 70-inch. Do you mean this? Did this creep you out? Why aren't you finishing your Big Mac? Stop that. Yeah, this time, I know I've tried to put like stuff in the background at times and stuff, and what I might even do in the future is like cut myself out and then play something in the background, but for now it's just like, you know, let's just do a camera this time. Oh, I never cut out that part of that stream where I was reacting to the 6900 XT launch. That was good. I should cut that out and put it on Twitter. In fact, I might do it. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to answer a few more questions here. If you want to get them in, best way, again, super chat if you can do that. Otherwise, I'll try and get back to you, and if I see your comment and I'm able to get back to you, I'm going to answer probably about 5 more here, and then I'm going to go ahead and end the stream, as we've already been going for over an hour. But in any case, all right, so we got, will you live stream and video release? So yeah, I already answered that a little bit earlier, but if you haven't seen that, oh yeah, sorry about that. I'll open up the Discord here. If you haven't seen that, I will be live streaming the event coming on the 12th. So make sure you subscribe for that. Looks like I missed someone in the Discord here. I think that happened when I was changing my settings a second ago. You should be like Linus with the sponsor segments. Yeah, that's a lot of people are just like, get as many sponsorships as you can. My thing is, I don't want to like overexpose people to sponsorships, so I'll start it off slow and see how people react. If they don't care, I'll slightly increase them, but I don't want to. I probably don't want to be putting them in every single video. That does seem like a little much. But so I'll probably try and keep them at a minimum if I can. All right, I'll answer about 3 more questions here, and then I'm going to end the stream. Will the new CPU work with the AM4 socket? If they do a Ryzen 5000 XT refresh, it might. Otherwise, it might not. It might be in like X670. We'll have to see. But even a 5000 XT processor could potentially be an X670, though it probably won't. All right. Use 3900X for $300 instead of 5600X. I think that's a much better deal. If you do any type of content creation, that's a way better deal. If you only do gaming, I guess go for the 5600X, but boy, is that expensive for 6 cores when you could get 12 cores that aren't that much slower. I mean, yeah, they're slower, but Ryzen 3000 is pretty fast. All right, I'll answer 2 more questions here, and then I'm going to end the stream. Will a 5800X bottleneck with a 3090? I mean, almost certainly not, unless you're playing like 1080p, 360 hertz, at which point you really can't. Everything will bottleneck. All right, and then one more question here. All right. Let's see. Will the 3080 drop price after the 3080 Ti? No, because the 3080 Ti is going to be like $1,000, so they don't need to drop their prices. But in any case, if you were able to, if you're still watching the live stream now, thank you everyone for watching. I think I'm going to end it at this point because I do have a lot of other stuff to do tonight. So thank you everyone for watching, and stay tuned. If you're not subscribed, make sure to do so. I'll be doing another stream of the live event on the 12th that NVIDIA is doing. And of course, there's a new exciting video coming out tomorrow. So again, make sure you subscribe because you're going to really not want to miss tomorrow's video. In any case, see you guys in the next video.